What's in your wheelbarrow? Stick with me as we have a super interesting conversation today around this subject. Welcome back, friends. Leann Wolff, your human design professional and your BG5 business and career consultant. I help coaches and spiritual practitioners create a practice and a business around their purpose, self-centric world so that they can attract the clientele, the wealth, and the relationships that they so deserve. Today's conversation, what's in your wheelbarrow? Where did I get that from and what is this all about? So the 14th gate is actually where I want to hone in on. So interesting to really dive into this information at whole new levels. I have a question for you. In my other videos, there's 200, I think this is going to be 209 or 210 on YouTube. You will hear me say often that our bookshelves, our junk drawers, the closets, our, even our console in our vehicle, what's in there? What is in there? What's in our cellular structure? And are you willing to clean out what no longer serves you and provide it to someone else or the universe so that you can receive what you need to? Are you willing and able to do this? This is today's conversation. What is in your wheelbarrow? The 14th gate is what we call capacity, and it's all about possession in great measure. And the imagery that comes from the old I Ching is a wheelbarrow. It's a wagon that is heaped up with treasures, money, possessions, okay? The important aspect of this is the modesty piece of this, okay? So first and foremost, all first lines want information. They want information. Take it from me, I totally get it. I have 8 first lines, 6 or 8, I can never remember that. And that is my whole world, is information. However, what I really began to recognize is this: information and striving for more information can create information constipation, which then feeds a conditioning aspect. And that conditioning aspect is all about, I cannot go forward if I don't get this other course, if I don't have this information. I can never move forward. So first lines, it's so important for us to recognize. We don't need this to get that, ever. That's a protection mechanism. Okay, information can be a protection mechanism. And I totally get it, because this is who I have been and times still am. Now, the other important aspect is this: how much information are you consuming? And are you taking that information and creating a transformation with it? Are you embodying it? Does it empower you? Or do you take the information, create excuses to stay stuck in the information, and never actually embody, be empowered, or move through the information to a transformation? Huge questions here, you guys. Huge questions. Now, why am I bringing this to you today? So as a manager and a coach, I have done that my whole life, in my whole career, okay? And I was introduced to this graph. I'm going to bring it up now. It is all about willingness and ability, okay? So I want to play around with this graph today so that you can walk away with some homework and begin to recognize yourself and see what conditioning is holding you back from moving yourself to your empowered destination. Okay. In this graph, we are talking about unwilling to willing. There's always a continuum. Okay, everything that we do, everything that a human being does, there's always a this and a that. We are in this duality. But what I love is that we are in a quantum world. And in the quantum world, we can be both and. A particle can be a wave, and a wave can be a particle. Okay, so even though this continuum is available to us, it is to recognize what are we unwilling and willing, and what are we unable and able. So we want to move along these two continuums and recognize, where are you on this? Okay. So unwilling, unable. I can't do it and I won't do it. What is the capacity here? Most likely, the capacity, there is no capacity to be able to do whatever it is. Okay, so I'll give you the example. I talked about this before. An NBA basketball. I will never be an NBA basketball player. I am 5'1". I am totally unwilling to go do that, first of all. And I am not able. I'm not able to do that. I'm 5'1". Okay, there would need to be some springs attached to my feet in order for me to be able to do a layup. Okay, and that's probably against the rules and regulations. Now, let's take a look at the next. So unwilling, but able to do it. So I've been a manager in corporate Canada. Like my whole career was that. Now, I'm able to do that. I could walk into any organization in Canada and be placed into a management role. I have that ability. But I'm totally unwilling to do that. What fulfills me, what brings me empowerment, is to own and operate my own coaching practice. Okay? Now let's look at willing but unable. So this one, I'm going to, have a little fun and take a look at it through the lens of my dog. So when my dog Charlie chases a squirrel up a tree, he is totally willing to go up that tree. He wants that squirrel, but he's unable. He's unable to do that. So what are you willing to do, but you don't have the ability at this moment? Okay. Abilities, let me tell you, there's a few things, right? It could be a physical ability, or it could be an information ability. So information is part of the transformational process. But if we get stuck in information, then there is no transformation. Okay? So willing and unable. Now, willing and able. This is where the conditioning is no longer stopping you up. There's no more information constipation. This is full empowerment. And this, my friends, the 14th gate, it is the expression of it into the material world is service. So this is a part of my design. So I know it very, very, very deeply. However, the 14th gate, whether it's in your design or not, we all have this ability. We all have this ability to recognize our own capacity. We all have this ability to recognize our willingness and our ability. Okay? Willing and able. Are you willing and able to receive the support you need to get you to your empowered transformation? I will ask you that again. Are you willing and able to receive support to get you to your empowered transformation? Write that question down. What are you willing to let go of so that you can become that empowered transformation? And what are you willing to receive to become that empowered transformation? I have the honor of talking to between 10 and 20 people every single week. And what I get to do is I get to pull up the chart, have conversations, and see exactly where the conditioning is. And I listen deeply because I'm designed to be in service. We're all designed to be in service. So I listen to their willingness and their ability. And 99% of the time, my clients have massive amounts of ability, and they don't recognize it. Because the subconscious mind and that reticulating activation system is trying so deeply to keep them secure and safe. So they come into the conversation absolutely, wanting a transformation. And yet the conditioning holds them back, and has them revert to their old patterns of disempowerment versus stepping into empowerment. I watch it in the conversation. So I absolutely want you to do a few things this week. Recognize what is in your cellular structure. Is the conditioning still holding you back from your empowerment? Are you willing to receive support? And what's so interesting is that capacity and willingness, okay? Capacity is something that we have. We either have it or we don't have it. In the business world, we look at this as a skill, but it isn't a skill that we can hone, if that makes sense. We can't go out and learn capacity. Like willingness is not a skill, it's actually a permission slip to take on your own transformation. You have to give yourself the permission to do that. You have to be willing and able. And most of the time, I will tell you that the excuses we provide ourselves are absolutely illusionary. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. And what's so important to grasp is that it's usually costing way more to stand in the information constipation. It usually costs way more because every single one of those $7, $27, $97, $597 information tidbits that you are spending on. Every cup of coffee at a coffee shop that could almost amount to $1,200 a month if you actually do the math. I'll just stay here because it feels comfortable. Costs you time, costs you money, costs you your health, costs the mental wellness. And I watch it, I see it. And when my clients step in and they are absolutely willing and able to say, fuck it, I am doing this. I have to do this. I get to do this. I get to honor myself and I get to be my own hero. That is massive when that takes place. And their transformation is absolutely astounding. Now, one of the questions I had was, well, what is the outcome that you're guaranteeing in your coaching programs? I don't guarantee any outcome. Why? Because it's your capacity. It's your capacity, your willingness, and your ability to use the support to benefit your reality. That's all I can say. What are the results my clients get? All kinds of different results. Less stress, less pressure, more satisfaction, more time, more mental ease, less habitual patterns that derail them. What does that all equal? That equals more money. That equals more healthy relationship. That equals more health. That equals more mental ease. So whatever the outcome you want, you get to step into. And if something that you'll notice is that I don't push, oh, you're going to become a 6 or 7 or 8-figure coach. That is absolutely within the capacity of every human being on the planet. I will never, ever, ever promise you that outcome because it's your capacity. Would you rather have a $100,000 coaching program that absolutely traps you, or would you rather have a coaching program that provides you with the wealth, health, and relationships that you really are deserving of? You get to make that decision. So again, willingness is not a skill, it's a permission slip. And most of the time, when we say we are unable, most of the time, those excuses are absolutely just that. They are excuses. Because most of us, what we are designed for, where our purpose lies, and being self-centric, you're totally able to do that. Because it's built right into you. It's your frequency. So you have the ability. Are you absolutely willing to step into it or not? You get to make that decision. So if you want to apply below and jump into your empowered transformation, I am here to support you. But what I also do know is that I cannot convince you. You have to already be sold on the belief that you can represent that frequency. We all can represent the frequency that is in us. It wouldn't be there if we weren't designed for it. So are your behaviors, are your words, are your beliefs, and are your actions producing the result that you want? Good question. Play with that. What are you willing to receive? What are you willing to let go of? What are you able to receive? And what are you able to let go of? All great questions for you this week in your homework. And apply below if you want to jump on a program. All right. Take care, friends.